I think we are live. Hello. Technical difficulties. We are live. Comics NYC, what is happening? Welcome to the Bounty Hunters. Say hello, everybody. Good Lord, that's on. I know we're live now. I've never actually checked to make sure we're live. I did it today. And of course, this will be the time I didn't turn my phone down. I'm on. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? All right. So anyway,
I'm here finally. Blame me. Technical difficulties. I was literally loading this broadcast on 2 laptops to see which one would go faster. I made it.
Well, one of them won the race. Glitter and duct tape. Hold on. Let me put this up here. Glitter is here. It is an official show. And then probably one of the most positive and nice people in the world, right? Says hello. I'm actually surprised she only said hello. Usually it's like having a great, glorious, sunny day. And then you have the opposite. What's up, losers? Here you go. You got your yin and yang, your angel and devil. All right. So today we are discussing who? Hoosier.
We're discussing Zuckuss and 4-Lom. The bounty
or Zuckuss and 4-Lom, apparently.
Zuckuss
my Instagram page, because apparently we said Zuckuss so much yesterday when we were preparing for the show. I just put Zuckuss, like, might as well. This was interesting because usually when I do research for the show, I have like almost 2 pages worth of stuff that I got to trim down. I was telling him that I watched more videos about these two, trying to figure out something to write down. Because I do the canon stuff for the thing I'm about to do, and there's a lot of stuff for comic books, but not so much for canon. Because canon, they were literally, and we'll talk about it later. They put a bunch of people through hell on those costumes for 1 second of screen time, basically.
Yeah.
No airtime dedicated to actual relevant Star Wars. Okay, that's fantastic. I'm glad we have we got commenters.
You have to leave it up for the next 5 minutes, then, okay?
We had to go big though. We had to do 2 this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did too. Well, they're a package deal.
They're kind of joined at the hip anyway, right?
Yeah. It's one of those buy one get one free deals, but you really didn't want the other one, but you had to take it. They wouldn't let you buy the other one. You wouldn't let you buy the first one without taking the other.
All right, so let's get this. I didn't even see this. Gomez, first celebrity sighting of the night. The broski himself is here. Let's get this knocked out because one of these days, since we're friends, he'll actually watch this, and we're gonna just keep doing a opener that has nothing to do with Star Wars. Wow. I just want to point out that I have on because, again, one of our close friends just got the jokes. He's just keeping the chat on lockdown. I do appreciate that.
A happy heckler.
Our favorite Star Trek.
It is weird because I feel like 60% of his Instagram posts now have Star Wars in it, but it's neither here nor there. It's no point, no reason to point that out. All right, so let's just get straight into the opener. Here we go. Not much is known of Zuckuss and 4-Lom, but what we do know is that they were a bounty hunting team active during the time of the Galactic War. Combining uncanny ability with instant analysis, they made a very dangerous team. Over the years, while flying in their ship the Mist Hunter, they were able to claim several high-profile bounties while working for the Hutt clan. They would be among the group of bounty hunters assembled by Darth Vader to hunt down the Millennium Falcon. Zuckuss was born on Gand and was a traditional findsman. They were reported to be force-sensitive mystics known for their uncanny tracking skills. After the findsman tradition mostly died out, Zuckuss became one of the first findsmen to ever leave his planet. Later, he worked as a bounty hunter, utilizing his amazing tracking skills. Zuckuss had to use a gas mask connected to breather packs that allowed him to breathe ammonia in oxygen-rich environments. He used a heavy battle armor and a GRS-1 snare rifle. 4-Lom was a LOM series protocol droid that was programmed to serve as an interpreter and in human-cyborg relations. He was first assigned to a luxury liner where he took a particular interest in the passenger's belongings. He was able to override his programming due to logic glitches and a software corruption. He rewrote his programming so he could become an amazing thief and later, even a better bounty hunter. Working alongside Zuckuss, 4-Lom would provide the instant analysis information needed for each case. His head was designed to look like the insectoid species that he was made to serve. He used a Blastech DLT-19X targeting blaster, a DCT-19 heavy blaster, and was capable of firing electromagnetic pulses as well as standard blast bolts. He even deployed stun gas against most organic enemies. Now, the bounty hunters will be discussing the life and story of Zuckuss and 4-Lom, one of the most dangerous bounty hunting teams the galaxy has ever known. All right, there we go.
Great team.
There is the Canon. And that, like I said, I had to go into literally what guns they were holding because I was having a hard time finding stuff for Canon. So now the good stuff, the comic books.
Yeah.
There's a few things I'll go over with. I had to write this down, and I'll put it in the description. Because I wanted to give a shout out to the guy's YouTube channel because I pretty much just stole his information. So I'll give him a shout out on the thing. So we looked into it because me and you were talking about Hoosier, and in 1982, apparently, the fourth draft of The Empire Strikes Back, Zuckuss was Tuckus in the thing. All right.
He was?
Yeah, he was actually Tuckus, and he wasn't actually Tuckus. It was 4-Lom's original name was Tuckus. He was the robot's name was Tuckus. Mm-hmm. So, and it kind of carried over to the toys because then they kind of had their names. 4-Lom was because it was up to Kenner to name them because they didn't have names technically in the movie. So Kenner had to name them. So that was their names for a while. If you look on the back, Tuckus, or ended up being Zuckuss later, was the robot, and 4-Lom was the guy with the gas mask. And in 1989, West End Games, working closely with Lucas, they made a role-playing game, and they literally went to Lucas and said, 4-Lom sounds like a robot's name, and Zuckuss sounds like a guy that has a gas mask. They said we should change it. Lucas agreed. Okay, nobody noticed.
Lucas agreed.
Yeah, until 1989 until nobody knows. In 1989, it officially became, and I have it here. Let me share my screen here.
Nobody noticed.
Yeah, because the only way you would have noticed, I'm going to show you.
It's so funny.
Where did it go?
At the top there. Top third.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. The only way you would have noticed is if you had played this game, which is okay. That's fantastic. I love when it does that. The Empire Strikes Back is called the Galaxy Guide. It's actually, I'll just go back. It's this one. It's called the Galaxy Guide 3. That is the name of the game. That is the only way that you would have even noticed that the name was changed.
That's the first appearance of their names.
Yeah, that's the first appearance of their real name. Nobody noticed until Power of the Force was released like in the 90s, and people were like, wait a minute, their names are on the wrong. There you go. Their names are on the wrong box. And Lucas was like, yeah, no, actually, we changed their names officially, and now they have different names. So.
Find the tiniest pictures.
Zuckuss was known as Tuck It, changed his name and said fuck it. Well played, sir. That's great.
Another tidbit I heard that Zuckuss actually calls him 4-LOM.
Oh, okay.
Because he spells them out.
Apparently, 4-LOM or 4-Lom in Empire Strikes Back was a woman inside that suit.
Yeah.
I didn't know of, which is funny.
They said that they had a rapper in this, and people had to do all the stuff for her, and they gave her a little tube. I cannot believe I'm gonna do this because I know the issues is in the chat, but they gave her a little tube that she had to blow in, and it put bubbles, so that way it looked like the breathing apparatus was working. And the only reason why I'm pointing this out is because here is their entire screen time.
For the one who finds the Millennium Falcon, you are free to use any methods necessary.
That's the only time you ever see them in film or animation at all. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Your mic's muted.
He's on mute.
Yeah,
On mute.
which is
Hang
really
on.
weird that you never see them. That's the only time you ever see them. Not even animation. I thought you may have seen them pop in Clone Wars or Rebels or something.
That's it. And that's what I was saying. So that poor lady had to go through all that hell, and where she was sitting there for hours in this costume, blowing bubbles into a container for that 1 second. And I said, it's so amazing that I don't know what he did, Lucas. I don't know if he had a bunch of friends that were artsy from school and he owed them favors. I don't know. But he literally would walk into a room, because I've watched a few things behind the scene things with some of these guys who helped in the background, and he would say, yeah, we need like 6 bounty hunters and make them look crazy and mean. And then he'd like walk out. And I told him the other day, I was thinking, they're probably like, okay, give me the raincoat, the hanger, that vacuum cleaner hose, and that's
the disco ball, the disco ball.
And it's just crazy to think about. And then and honestly, shout out to the comic book people, because the comic books are usually what gave a lot of these people their actual, and some of their books too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So the writers from comic books and books is what gave these people how we know them today. It wasn't from those 1 second movies, and a lot of these characters, not just these two, but
Yeah.
Most of the characters we've covered pretty much, in essence.
And even in the comic, I mean, that first series of Star Wars, they're literally in there for like 1 or 2 panels.
Which is wild that even then, like, yeah, none of the bounty hunters ever really. I don't know about the other ones like Dengar and Bosk in the original series, but I guess they must probably make very little as well.
Dengar and Bosk actually appear a little bit more than the others.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking. Zuckuss is not in the first series of Star Wars. I can't find him anywhere. So first appearance that we see has been attributed in the app we shall not know. We shall not say. Zuckuss is not in this book. So
that's crazy.
Both panels that show 4-Lom, there's no Zuckuss.
Now, speaking of, if you want to pull it up, Craig, we'll continue our tradition with that. Because after you upload it, I acknowledge what the 03.
This one right here?
Yeah. Continue our tradition since IG88 and continue a bit for tune, huh? Right to 4-Lom. He is over the shoulder.
He's over the other shoulder.
He's over the other shoulder while IG's on the other shoulder.
Nice. Over the shoulder first appearance. We need to write a book about that, because we are knocking it out.
If you go to the picture before that, is actually when you open up issue 42, that's the splash page. And 4-Lom isn't there, but Dengar's there, Bosk is there, and some other creature behind Boba Fett.
Zoom in, because if you can zoom in more.
I thought that was Zuckuss, but I don't think it is. It's
definitely not, because it's not wearing a breathing.
It's not him, but I kind of wonder if they're trying to say it is, or they just randomly put somebody there, because I don't know who that would be then.
It's because it's no gas mask. It looks like a reptile almost. Too.
Yeah, it does, kind of. Interesting. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean they're the only panels that have the bounty hunters in them, really, except for Boba Fett. I mean, obviously he's pretty high profile.
But yeah, that would be the first, over the shoulder and first appearance for 4-Lom. Zuckuss never shows up in a comic until the Shadows of the Empire. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Should we go ahead and show some of those then?
You want to
jump into that?
Might as well. Because this is what we're pretty much going to be doing, talking comic stores tonight, because all the canon stuff has been, I have exhausted all canon possibilities now.
Yeah, so supposedly
to the very bottom.
He was supposed to appear in issue 50, but he doesn't. 4-Lom, there's one picture we showed issue 50. It's not here, but we can show Shadows of Empire.
Which one do you want me to show?
P20
number 2.
This one right here?
Shadows 2, the cover.
Up above it. P25.
Okay.
So that would be the first.
There we go.
Cover appearance.
And he's also on the cover. Yeah, there you go. So this series,
That's a good cover, though. I like that cover.
It's gorgeous.
If anyone hasn't read this, it's actually really quite good. With the upcoming series of bounty hunters, they're going to follow the story of Boba Fett taking Han and Carbonite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jabba is following that story, but this 6-part story actually does that. And so I guess what they're going to be doing next month or whenever it starts is retell that story. Who knows if they'll take elements from this, but it's basically bounty hunters following bounty hunters, attacking each other, really just trying to get Boba Fett.
Yeah. And what's fun is, we'll see it later on the other pages you posted. But yeah.
So there's the first appearance of Zuckuss.
Yeah.
And they're basically chasing down Boba Fett.
A lot of the time, what's funny is all the appearances he has is them just hunting down another smuggler bounty hunter.
And all
so they really stay true to the bounty hunting title.
Right. If they're not bounty hunting someone of importance, they're bounty hunting each other. So that's number 3. There's a couple of panels I wanted to show from that issue. There's 4-Lom. He sneaks on board. Slave One? Boba Fett's ship, and Boba Fett finds him, and they have some kind of battle. And 4-Lom repairs himself, which we can get to later. But he's kind of like, he's pretty badass in that he can fix himself on the go. He does it in the new Bounty Hunter series.
Which he has the body of a protocol droid. Unlike IG, where he has this crazy adaptive assassin set. This is just like a regular old C-3PO from Attack of the Clones, where he's just.
And there you see Han, obviously drooling in carbonite.
Let's be honest. He looks like C-3PO because they took C-3PO, painted him to give him another bounty hunter. That's why he looks like C-3PO.
They say that Zuckuss is kind of crazy, but Boba Fett talks to Han the whole time.
Oh, funny enough, one thing I found when looking at the behind-the-scenes thing, apparently they were going to have Anthony Daniels play 4-Lom because of the same suit, but they just never got him to do it.
Okay. And there's Bosk saying, holy crap, 4-Lom's on Boba Fett's ship. That's awesome. Now we got him, and there's Zuckuss in the background there, over his shoulder.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work out very well for him. Oh, I was right.
It definitely does.
And then Boba Fett finds 4-Lom and says, see you later.
See you later, chump.
Zoom into the top one. Bam. You think he survived that?
That's so good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool right there.
I'm guessing that was his last appearance in Legends.
Probably looking at that.
It looks.
I was always confused by even going through his history, how his the head is, because I thought he was the same race as or species as Zuckuss.
Oh, Tacoma's picking out doubles. You got triples there, Tacoma?
I can't see the chat right now.
I owe Tacoma a couple of books. He says he's got some doubles for you.
Oh, sweet.
So is this issue 4? I think it's issue 5. 5. Show the panel. What's the panel there? I had something to say. This story also explains a little bit about, it shows Princess Leia in her bounty hunter costume when she shows up at Jabba's palace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that.
He captures Zuckuss, Boba Fett does, and he has a plan. And so at the end, I think it's the next panel, or maybe it's the next issue. There's this whole other thing with that weird Prince guy.
Prince Zizor, which I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first time he appears in comics as the series.
Yeah, zoom into that.
I think he was actually in the Shadows of the Empire video game. Must have been the game.
See
Zoom
there,
in.
Boba Fett is yeah, right there. Zoom right into that. You see he's escaping his ship. It's Boba Fett telling what looks like Han. And so they all chase him, thinking they're going to get Boba Fett and Han. And sure enough, if you go to the next page, it's they stop him. It's Zuckuss with Boba Fett's armor on, tied.
Oh, you know what? I have read that one. I remember that now. That's right.
It's such a good. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And 4-Lom is
We've been suckered
on the back, and there's no Han, there's no Boba Fett, and he's gone to Jabba the Hutt. So it's a really cool story.
Now, did Boba have an extra?
Apparently,
or did he just
right
strip nude?
Yeah,
first appearance of backup armor right there.
Backup armor.
It would have been funny if he was wearing the other color after.
I included the next page is him delivering.
Ugh. Let's just focus on this one for a second. Good lord, son.
Now, is that better looking Jabba than the last one we saw?
I don't know.
It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I like the art in this one.
Mm-hmm.
We went down a very bad path talking about Jabba and the Hutts the other night. So I can't wait for the Hutt talk that we have.
Yeah, all the stuff.
All right, so where are we heading to next?
Darth Vader, the P0 one.
That's it.
So that's the first issue of the 2015 relaunch for Marvel with Star Wars. It's the first issue of Darth Vader. He goes to Jabba's palace, and that would be the first appearance of
4-Lom.
He's there, 4-Lom right there.
Over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. First appearance in canon.
Oh, there's a few people. Look. No,
Yeah, you got IG. So that's actually, if I'm not mistaken, these were the first appearances in canon as well as IG, as we mentioned before, because he's over the shoulder.
He's over the shoulder. It has to be.
Why does 4-Lom get the first appearance over Zuckuss every time?
I don't know. I guess he's just a cooler character. He's a protocol droid with a big bug head.
Actually, it's not every time, because in the Shadows series, Zuckuss is on the cover and he appears first, so he at least
he's there.
Hey, I just want to point out that your boy is here, and he was making fun of Star Wars calling it Star Trek. So anytime in the future we're giving away Star Wars stuff, just remember his shot, and so they can come to the actual Star Wars fans. Okay, anyway, continuing.
So then it follows up with Darth Vader 16.
I've always liked that freaking covers.
Oh, the covers are gorgeous in that original run. And that would be the first appearance of Zuckuss. Again,
why does he look like a little short? Why is this the only time he looks like he's an Ewok or something in costume?
I was gonna say
Cyberman behind him.
Tiny. I mean, take a look at the guy on the bottom left.
Oh, I know. This is even worse, dude.
But I was gonna say, see, it's funny enough. Both their appearances the first appearance of canon are just one panel next to other bounty hunters without speaking. This time he's not over the shoulder. He's not over the shoulder though. 4-Lom is the over the shoulder of the pair.
And in this story, they're hired. Well, at least Darth Vader's telling them, "You got to go after Dr. Aphra because she's been naughty for whatever reason."
And that follows up with after that, we don't see them until 2018, where we see in the Star Wars Adventure series, there's a free comic book day, which actually has their first cover appearance in canon. And and Steelers on a story is a lead into a 2-part story. And the art's I really like the art in it. I know it's very much more childish and cartoony.
Yeah, he looks really cool though.
So they basically, the story is they show up to take to hunt down Solo, not for Jabba, because this is between the time after Solo. He mentions it in the next page, the page after that, who they're hired by.
the kid-friendly pew pew.
Pew,
Pew, pew, pew.
and the fizz.
Oh, here we go. Right
We're
here.
just kind of showing off some of their different weapons, as mentioned in the bio.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that looks cool. Look how cool he looks.
So the shots in the ships are really cool. 4-Lom has so many more cool panels and dialogue, as you'll see it later on.
4-Lom does really well in this art style, that's for sure.
Also here,
Zuckuss,
is he talking third person?
So yeah, Zuckuss talks third person in this specific one here. Before you click the next one, so Zuckuss is in third person. They captured Solo and they brought him on their ship, the Mist Hunter, and he's saying go back, and he's saying they've raised his intuition, like the Force, and he's sensing on the bottom panel something's not right. And 4-Lom's basically telling him to shut up, like you're going crazy. The probabilities, and then next panel is Chewbacca jumping out at him.
So Chewbacca, big ass, was hiding back there behind their seat. Are you kidding me right now?
He was in a crate.
I believe it for a second.
And then that leads into the two-part story in the Adventures main series in 2019. This is issue 10.
Oh yeah, see, that's still pretty cool.
So just reminding you who they are: Zuckuss, the gas mask, 4-Lom, robot. Simple. He's showing off a bit of his somewhat force-sensitive abilities.
Now he copied Zuckuss's appearance, right? Because he's kind of his sidekick.
Yeah, which is interesting because I thought he was the same race. I think he was just like head put on a droid, but yeah, it's just copying somehow.
I think he's a bit better of a bounty hunter though.
Oh yeah, definitely a little league above.
According to Star Wars canon, they're not the same thing because he was built to do a insectoid race, was what he was originally built for 4-Lom.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of crazy because they do look a lot alike.
I love
he looks like Black Manta or something.
Zoom in. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. With pleasure.
Delphia's here. She's saying that you got to click the comments, but I
cannot click the comments when I'm doing this part.
But we have a celebrity in the house.
Oh, look at this! I didn't get any updates. I guess this is canon. I didn't get any updates about him having some kind of marble grenades.
What's fun is these droids are attacking them, and he's like, the fleshlings must not escape, and he's just like completely shook by it, being called basically the meat and different versions of the word meatbag, fleshlings.
Meatbag is
which I don't like that. They basically in the story they make a pact to get out of the island together, and then they basically will drop you off wherever you want, and then they just betray them as they would expect.
Right.
I was about to say. Were you surprised?
I mean, I wouldn't trust Han to do that. So
no. Definitely not.
They're just.
I mean, if you see that picture, how are they not supposed to be the same? You know what I mean? They both got this big circle for mouth and the same size eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's hard to see them sometimes and differentiate between them in the books, in the older ones especially. But yeah.
Oh, they drop them back off and they're just going to get attacked by the little snappy snaps.
So funny enough, this is another one of those iconic, like they constantly come back to the same pose and frame for them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This style where they're both mounted up, like again over the shoulder.
Those adventures books they're pretty impressive.
I kind of wish I got into them back when it was, because it would have been a much more like they had multiple stories within them, and at least one of the stories are very good. And yeah, I know the current series they have one for High Republic and they have a regular series, but All
right. So now that I can see, let's go through the chat. We got Tacoma Comics, who's now top in the chat. I'm just gonna put that out. No reason. It's just I think he's tops. We have
He's
Ya
a big
Boy.
Star. We got to have Tacoma on because he's a big Star Wars fan.
Ya Boys is here. I don't know if she count. Does she count as being here? Because isn't she just like 2 feet from you? PK Comics and Cosplay.
He's actually downstairs where it's cool.
Oh, I think I saw that a few seconds ago. So it's hot upstairs, apparently.
Yeah, upstairs.
Yo, boys, I haven't given you a flyer because this is literally the second time you've ever appeared in like the 2 years that I've been doing shows on YouTube. So out there.
He loves his Star Wars too. Admit it.
And broken AC. Got your AC broke or just hot upstairs?
Are all the ACs broken? What's going on?
It's ours, yeah.
Oh no. All right. Well, you live on an island, you boys. So don't you always have humidity? You have humidity in the winter, probably.
What is winter really?
Well, cool. So that is a shots of the few comics. I did see.
We have there is only one other comic they appear in, and it's the funny enough title Bounty Hunters. It's the current run they're in leading into the big event, the War of the Bounty Hunters, eventually coming up.
It's been really good. I've enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 issues they're in, they're after Valance.
Balance, yeah.
And
Let's keep it family friendly here.
I'm like red. I'm actually red from the sun today, but it's pretty warm.
Okay, there. You know. Because they're in issue 6 and 7, which we have panels for, and then they're in 8 for one panel, as I mentioned, and then they're back in issue 9, and then after that they're not in it till I guess War Bounty Hunters coming out. But issue 9 is not on Marvel Unlimited, so sadly.
Oh, so I was gonna show this because I guess this is what you were talking about earlier with the supposedly they were here, but come on, you can do this, but they're not, right? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna make sure because I didn't show. I don't know if I showed the actual cover.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to do the wire?
Yeah, we'll talk about the Bounty Hunter series itself, which is if you scroll down, it should be there.
There it is.
Yeah. So that's the outside of the adventures. That's another time. Funny enough, all the times they appear are all on the covers. They're on every cover appearance of their of the comics and canon, which is pretty funny.
Again, just shout out to the cover real quick. That's pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, I don't. Who does the cover? Do you remember who does the covers on those? Conjunes?
I don't, but they've all been pretty awesome.
No.
It kind of reminds me of Mark Brooks, but not really.
I would say like here recently in the last year or two, all of Star Wars comic covers have been pretty ridiculous. Honestly, they've been
really the A covers. They hit it like almost to the point where like their B covers are kind of like a downgrade from it.
Because I remember a while back, me and Kachunga were talking about what was it like the TIE Fighter series?
I did not like reading it, but those covers were gorgeous.
Yeah, those covers were ridiculous.
Some of my favorite from the last few years. Look at their appearance, like when they step in. I mean, maybe it's a thing they do these days, but it's kind of like from down low, makes him look really cool.
Well, it doesn't help him with his height, I guess, because the other time we saw him in that Darth Vader was from top down, so it made him look really tiny. So yeah, again, it's the same kind of shot like I mentioned in the Adventures one, them showing up.
Woo.
Oh, does it jump ahead?
It's Bermejo, if that's how you say it.
Bermejo is the artist.
You thought we jumped ahead there? No, it goes right there.
Oh yeah, there was only that panel. They were in it, but there wasn't like a lot of standouts.
Yeah, they really just appeared.
Yeah. So the next one,
and then Bailet Valant.
Yes, and this is where the action is. The action's in this one. So 4-Lom showing up at the door. 4-Lom has all the good shots in this again.
Yeah. Yeah, Tacoma said he loved TIE Fighter.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He's up to 1 in 25 variants, and
you gotta say he has all the best shots. Are you kidding me? Look at this one.
That's true. Well, funny is with the Bounty Hunters, I just didn't read it at first because I'm like, I that's another series I don't care about too much. And then the art's been fantastic in it. And then on top of that, like the stories. I mean, Valance is interesting enough. He's gotten better as a character, but they really flesh out with the other supporting characters coming in.
Yeah.
And right here, I was gonna say, because a lot of it's hard to know because it wasn't canon, and I was doing the canon. But even this right here, Zuckuss, he does talk in first person. I'm assuming I haven't read the Bounty Hunters yet because I gotta wait until I just now found my tablet again, so I can read it now. But he did talk in first person, is what I kept reading everywhere when I was doing it. So Zuckuss, it's not meaning first. And this is as personal old friend. So like I guess he always seemed like he was nice. And in one part I was reading that he was in really good standing with the rebels. They used him quite a lot, so he's like a bounty hunter, but he seemed like he was like not necessarily evil, I guess is the best way.
He was just there for the
He's in it for the money.
The money. I love this shot.
Yeah, I mean Valance tears him up and he still comes back.
Yeah, the next page is the power one. Or is it the page? It's the page after that, but that one's really good.
There we go.
During the fight, slamming him into the ground, like the impact just destroying the concrete.
Blows a hole in him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that.
Him up. I guess they even say slice.
Yeah, I love the.
And this is where he's talking about he repairs himself.
So he already repaired himself, and basically the Valance is making a deal with them, basically giving them this very rare crystal he got from long story involving this with basically his love interest, gives them this very expensive thing that would cover a lot of the bounty, and it's giving him give me a head start.
Yeah.
And you guys can keep this. And they agree to. They agree to taking it, giving him a head start, and they let him go for a couple, I think a day, 24 hours. They let him run away, and then they track him again, which is interesting because that's a kind of noble thing in a way. Like, yes, they're taking a bribe, but
it's a
I don't think any other bounty hunter would do that.
Some unspoken code that they have, so that they can draw out the story a bit more.
Did that too.
Yeah,
it's a little easy for them to catch him.
Yeah, so I did read that at one point. This is not canon now. That he got really injured. The 4-Lom got really injured, so Zuckuss had to erase his memory to save him, which he couldn't. He didn't remember Zuckuss anymore. So that's how they went their separate ways. That's how the All-Star squad broke up. So that was kind of like, oh man, because they had all this. And I guess they were saying that is because people kind of freaked out still. We talked about this during some other robots. People still freaked out because of the Clone Wars of robots. So nobody would really want to work with 4-Lom or 4-LOM, I guess. And then Zuckuss, because he was, I read somewhere that he was actually crazy. Like he had schizophrenia or something. I guess it's in one of the books.
I guess it looks like schizophrenia from talking in third person in the forest, right?
And then I guess he also filled the Mist Hunter or something.
The Mist Hunter was the name of the ship, yeah.
Yeah, and he filled it full of gas from his home planet. So it was like he had gas.
In the adventures, they mentioned that when Han goes in the ship, he's like, "What the hell is that smell?" And they're like, "Oh, it smells like his whole world, right?" And he's like, you can clean it out once in a while. I was gonna say, speaking on that story, I think that story was from the again back to that Tales of the Bounty Hunter book. I had the IG story. They had their own one there called Of Possible Futures. I never read it yet because of the trying to find this book, and I don't want to. I'm probably gonna buy it after today, just because we keep probably coming back to them. But that was the story that has that in it when I looked it up.
Okay.
Do you think they're going to have them in the new run?
Yeah, in the War of the Bounty Hunters, they're actually on the cover of number 1. I'll pull it up here quickly.
They should have come out with all the variants, shouldn't they, by now?
So I looked that up in case for the show. I didn't think we'd want to show 40 variants, but apparently they chickened out and they said, no, we'll show 3 variants, and then we'll release variants every other day. So they've shown a couple now, maybe like 3 store exclusives and a couple other ones. But the variants they showed were literally it was the alpha cover, like the Steve one. It was a red version. It was one in a black suit, and there was the action figure cover. And I'm like, really? But there were some other ones. They weren't too. They didn't leap out at you. The only one that was really kind of great was the director's cut one, which was him standing there. We've already seen before.
Yeah.
In the black armor. This is. I have in the news section one other cover that was shown off, and it looked very good.
Are we going to news now?
Almost there. But there's the War of the Bounty Hunters. They are on the cover there.
Oh, right. Look at that.
Alongside Boba Valance and Dr. Aphra. So I wonder if when they will meet up with him near the end of that bounty hunters story, and that will lead into the bounty hunters, or War of the Bounty Hunters, because they're there with him.
Because they're telling that same story, right?
Yeah.
Boba delivering Han.
Mm-hmm. So it makes sense, and it'd be interesting if they kind of maybe try and touch the Shadows of the Empire again, which was the tricking them off.
Maybe he's going to have to do something because they're all after him.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see that. It's gonna be really good. I hope it's really good, given that it's the first real event Star Wars is doing, because they did the crossovers between different series, but they never did like a proper single event going on.
All right. So, I do you have anything else to add for the dynamic duo there? The Zuckuss and
go back to the pictures. There's two that I wanted to show.
Okay.
Oh, the fix it.
I mentioned it earlier. How he can. It's the first two. He can just repair himself on the go. That's pretty amazing. There he is inside Boba's ship.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
The picture in the middle is from the current series, where he's holding his arm, and he's just basically acting normal, like let's go.
Yeah, he's holding it too.
And then you go to the next one, compare it to the other protocol droid. And all he does is complain and blames Chewbacca or R2,
Wow.
He can't do anything.
That's what makes him so lovable, apparently. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say for this coming week, we only have one comic coming out and plenty of his bounty hunters. So yeah, two covers for this one.
Did you upload it?
Yeah, there should be the third and fourth one.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, there were more Bosk on it. So that's the first. So that's cover A.
Get out of here! Are you serious? Look at that.
Yeah. So I guess Bosk is the next bounty hunter we're gonna see before the event, and that's so good.
Has he popped in the current series yet? Because I'm a few months behind because I used that app.
He hasn't shown up at all. Actually, he might have shown up for like a brief moment, but it was definitely not like a. Yeah, he hasn't shown up in any of them.
Right.
Or Star Wars or regular.
You're not getting my money. You're not getting it.
And this is the Empire Strikes Back variant for it 32 out of 36. So we're almost done these variants. I mean, I don't know how many more you can go through for just this one movie. Trying it out.
I'm hoping that in like a year from now, somebody bought all these because they were hoping they were going to cash in, and they're worthless, and I can buy them all in one big lot. That's my hope.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen, but
it's a cash grab, right?
It's my hope.
So, other than that, there is only one image there, which is for the news.
Hold on, sir. Don't.
I know.
Jump ahead. We got things to do here. Where's my news? Here it is. I like the news one, so I'll do that one. I'll skip some of the other ones, but I like the news one. All right, check it out.
So, for news, we have a couple of things, but that one there is the only image. So, speaking of the variants, there was only one that really popped to me because I really liked it. Was the that one there? It's the connecting cover. So it's across the that popped it really well. It's across each of the 5 issues of the bounty hunters, and it's each different bounty hunter on the cover, and they connect
like this.
So you got Dengar, IG, Boba, Bosk, and ending with Zuckuss and 4-Lom.
All right,
that's the other iconic one with him just sitting there holding that stupid rifle. I see that everywhere when I was looking for them.
They don't get a cover each. mind you.
Gotta
No,
be together.
yeah.
No.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the only Note Wild variant there was. There's no other pictures there.
That's neat. So wait, there's 5. Are there 5 parts to the story, and that's one for
yes, yeah, for the main event, 5 issues. And each of those is the cover to each of them. And I don't know if who's on each cover is going to reflect what's in the issue, but that's probably the most Note Wild one of all the variants. Otherwise, they're just different color versions or black and white. And they weren't like, they're more just Boba doing a different pose. One was looking at his crotch pretty much the whole time, and the other one was him swinging in like Spider-Man.
We don't judge here. If you
I gotta judge.
shot, we don't judge.
I can't keep up with it. Otherwise, for news, there is another War of the Bounty Hunters. They announced a Jabba the Hutt one-shot, which the synopsis had basically said that he is pissed off at Boba in terms of his delay and whatnot, not coming there right away. And he's sending a bounty hunter from the High Republic after him.
Whoa.
So my only thought would be Dirge. Would be the only logical way.
Oh, yeah, because he lives so long.
Yeah, and he's on the cover for Dr. Aphra. It kind of makes sense. I do wonder what that means and like why he's really pissed off at him. Like taking his time.
It's Jabba, it
gas.
Yeah, it don't take much.
To take much.
I would imagine to piss him off.
Could be Fortuna whispering in his ear.
Yeah.
He hasn't arrived yet.
I just wonder because when I was doing the research for old Bib Fortuna, they were talking about he was in that game. It was like I guess strategy game, maybe for a phone or something, and it was the War of the Bounty Hunters, and that was one of the main. The story in that was one of the main ways that Jabba kind of got all of his power together and became the really big force that he was. So I wonder if they're going to take anything from that game for the this comic book thing.
They always like to nitpick tidbit little things from around the old legends and just put it into the canon.
Let me tell you something. I feel like this is Monday night, and this is the rest in peace. The bounty or the comic book hunters, because we have glitter and duct tape representing, and then sliding in here like 2:00 in the morning. The bar's closed. She doesn't want nobody to see what she's been up to. Fuchsia shows up. Hello, Fuchsia, the third unofficial member of the comic book hunters. What's happening, my friend?
Maybe a return one day for you.
Shit. Who knows what goes on in this world, this crazy, crazy world. That's what they tell him. I don't think he's in here, but I just want to take this time to say, if you are bored and you're ever on Twitch, I got issues to play, and it is great humor and fun. If you can hear my voice, I'm losing it because of the amount of screaming and laughing I was doing at him. Because there were times last night I was showing him earlier. So whenever I would die, and so there's a couple times, I'm not gonna lie, that I probably might have died, not on purpose, but I didn't really try very hard because I wanted to do it. And I was like, I'd put the headset that you can hear in the game, I'd put it up so you couldn't hear me anymore, and I would just use the microphone and be like, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, I got issues with a gun in his hand. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? And he come around the corner, he missed. I'm like, no, and I started screaming, and then I put it back down, and I was like, good job, Chris, you almost had it that time. And I found out later, because I was like laughing about it, that I found out later because Shortbox Padawan and some other people showed up, that he absolutely knew I was doing it the whole time, and I had no idea that he knew I was doing it until the end of the show. And he was like, yeah, maybe I'd concentrate better if you weren't screaming like a wannabe a sportscaster in my ear. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you could hear me.
I bet you guys are pissing off a lot of 13-year-olds.
CLG Comics, what's happening? What's happening? Where did he go?
I have no idea. Maybe the cat ran through.
Well, all right. What were we gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say. So, if for whatever reason 4-Lom and Zuckuss show up in a series or a movie, and you want their first appearances, then we got that info right here.
Hold on.
Just rewatch the whole video over and over.
You said first appearances too many times. So.
Oh my god, I love it.
You gotta, hey, when you have Spec Talk, you gotta let them know. So what? Before we go, what is the official first appearance?
Well, everyone wants Star Wars 42, but I mean, I guess that's unofficial canon. The first Star Wars series. You're gonna want that anyway. But Zuckuss doesn't appear in that. 4-Lom does, and Zuckuss doesn't appear until issue 2 of Shadows of the Empire.
So since they are, so what do you guys think? Officially, right here, we're doing it right now. Okay, we're deciding because we have that power. Do you count each individual one as first, or does it have to be appearance together? Is the actual first appearance since they are a team?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know where their first appearance is.
Well, you can get first team up, I think,
maybe first team appearance. I guess maybe. Yeah, maybe.
That would be more significant than the first appearances, the first team up.
So
now you got to get now, and I guess I just called it out because we don't know, and I feel like we have failed now because we don't know the full spec lineup. But you got to get suck asses first, for your moms first, and then you got to get first team up. So now there's 3 spec books you got to get. You heard it right here first. Tuesday nights.
If you're talking official canon, because Zuckuss doesn't appear until Darth Vader 16, that's probably where they're going to appear together.
Probably, yeah.
So number 1, number 16, and then the actually the Free Comic Book Day is their first cover appearance and their first appearance together in canon. So the Free Comic was the one.
Chris, you're not official a canon maker. We're the official canon makers.
But there was 2 more pieces of news and for this week. 2 fun ones actually, really fun.
Look out.
So one of them actually I sent you the link, Mr. G.
You sent it to me? When?
Yeah. I sent it to you during the show and saying that it was
okay. On Instagram you sent it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me look.
Remembering I should probably send it to you so we have it ready.
All right, let me get it pulled up here.
But basically, this one was
talks amongst yourselves. Okay.
Yeah, this one was basically Hasbro had a fan fest recently where they went over a bunch of different toys. And
I don't want to see this because I don't want to spend money. Why are you trying to force me to look at this?
You can always close your eyes and just keep scrolling and just.
Okay.
And so, anyways, they had a Star Wars line, some more black figures as well as a helmet.
Oh.
So a couple of different. They had basically a Bad Batch line because the show coming out soon.
Yes.
Yeah, god dang it. This is gonna be bad.
I'm so looking forward to the Bad Batch.
P-Wall, what's happening, P-Wall? He's here.
This guy, which is interesting. I was like, who? At first, I thought that's 4-Lom.
That's 4-Lom right there, man.
No, so it's the droid from Mandalorian season 2, the one that tries killing.
Also known as 4-Lom, but that's fine.
Also known as 5-Lom.
Yeah,
5-Lom.
Ooh, look at that.
Is that Bo-Katan?
That's the other one. I can't remember what the name was.
Oh yeah,
the wrestler.
She's the wrestler. Yeah, yeah. I can't remember her name either. I mean, it says her name right there, but I can't remember what her wrestling name
is. She's going to be
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks. There you go. Sasha Banks.
In the 3rd season, she's going to be pretty prominent, I think.
Yeah, if they switch to a siege of
Oh my God! Look what I have to buy.
General.
Oh my gosh! One of the greatest characters ever made. What do we have here? This guy. Woo. I had to buy that. Look at him! Look at him! Are you kidding me?
Now.
Look at him!
That's
the ladies.
That's a wild cape. Look at that. Cape.
Look at that
fabric too, like Darth Vader's is.
This man he was turning his friend in. He had the Empire in his building, and he still stopped to look at Princess Leia. Like, hey, hold on a second, how are you doing? Like he just, like he couldn't control himself.
And then you have Aura Singh there, another kind of bounty hunter character we can probably talk to eventually.
It's on the Clone Wars. Oh, it says right there, Clone Wars. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's in the Clone Wars. That's the only thing that we have to really. Another character who has like 1 second of screen time before.
There's a trap.
If they're bringing these out, there's going to be some significance to it.
T. By God, Payne is here, people. Golly, we're just pulling out all the superstars. You know what's good about these, honestly, though, as a toy collector? It's the card, man. And I'm not a card.
It looks nice.
The card is it looks so good together. I don't even know. Like I don't buy these because I'm not gonna rip them
What's
open.
that? Is that Han and military surplus gear?
Yeah, is Han on indoor and
He's
his
paintball,
jacket.
his paintball gear.
There we go. Classic.
Look at that. Oh,
This
I might have to buy
this
that.
one was really cool. In the next one, they show it where he has it off. You'll see.
Oh
it.
wow!
If you've
What
never
is
seen what it
this?
looks like underneath, it's basically a samurai.
Is he the one that defected?
No, it's just a regular old guy. It's just a regular
what?
guard.
It's not Obi-Wan. Like him.
I was gonna say they reused the same model.
Do you know how much they tried to force this toy, this line, this picture? There must be 1,000 of him either off that, on that, around that. They really sell the hell out of this Hoth Luke Skywalker.
The Tauntaun.
Which is funny because like in that movie, he has multiple other better costumes.
Yeah,
That one is easily my favorite.
Oh shit! I don't actually own an X-wing too. That's unfortunate.
And it doesn't come with wedge.
Look at this guy with the mustache.
It's the blue squadron leader from Rogue One.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it not wedge?
But
well, speaking of wedge, it might be
hold on a second.
The next one
Hold
down.
on. Don't
get too excited.
Don't look too deeply into his eyes. You know what I'm saying? Look at that mustache. He's got ulterior motives. He's like, hey, how's your mom doing?
Who is that guy? It's the blue leader. What's his name?
Whatever it's
X-Wing
man.
X-Wing man.
Yeah, just X-Wing pilot apparently. Oh, right there, Antok Merrick.
Okay.
He's even got a cool name.
Straight through the Star Wars generator for that name.
Yeah, they did.
So that one was a Fallen Order one from the game.
Oh yeah, he's got that stick. That's true.
The scout.
Look at that. That's kind of cool. I like the effect on that. They don't do that very much anymore.
Tom Selleck.
Shadow Stormtrooper. Awesome.
I love that trooper from that game. Force Unleashed.
Tom Selleck. It does sound like Tom Selleck. And he's got a mustache. That has to be what they did that for. Somebody's like, that looks like a Magnum PI dude. That's what I like that. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. They kind of did a good job on that.
It's a pretty neat paint job.
Oh crap! See, I buy the hell out of droids. That's a problem.
What is that?
It's the brown. It's the brown version for Battlefront.
Heavy battle droid.
Oh.
My son, when he was younger, he used to call him Roger Rogers, and I thought that was adorable. I buy the hell out of it. He's like, Daddy, you got another Roger Roger? And I'm like, I did.
That's a really cool figure. I like that one.
Yeah,
it's good. Dude.
I love those versions.
Look at that.
This is the one I was thinking of. The Jedi Purge Trooper.
You're not getting my money, Star Wars. Stop it.
They were sent with the Inquisitors to hunt down Jedi in Fallen Order. So they're so cool.
How is this a vintage line though?
Now,
I'm not. I don't want to scroll down. What are you doing?
Well, speaking of Wedge, they showed off a helmet for him.
What?
Which looks really nice. The paint job on it, as long as if the paint job was the same, it looks really good.
Look at that! Come on!
Wow.
I don't have money.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wear them on the show.
Are you going to supply us?
Glitter and duct tape. You gotta throw your boy alone.
Tax deductible.
Oh yeah, it's part of it.
So that's all the toys they have. There's some really good ones there. But
amazing.
Other than that, there is one other news which I thought was hilarious. Sadly, we can't show any clips. We'll probably watch it on our own time after. But so Star Wars. So Disney Plus has been adding all these new content from older stuff. But there was one show that was never aired on TV or ever. Only snippets were shown off online before. It was the last thing George Lucas had a direct hand in. If you liked it. Yeah, last thing George Lucas had a direct hand in before he had sold to Disney. And it was called Star Wars Detours. And it was this weird, really weird animated show, which was basically it was him working with the Robot Chicken crew again. And it was a more child-friendly version, but the animation was so weird. Basically, Darth Vader was a tiny head, humongous body, Obi-Wan had this big nose. Old Ben Kenobi was a creepy dude trying to avoid taxes.
No.
And
Awesome.
it was pretty weird and funny, but apparently it's highly rumored or confirmed by multiple people, as they go, that it's going to be the whole show is going to be uploaded on May the 4th onto Disney Plus.
Sweet.
Which it's a
Plenty to
weird.
watch.
From looking at it, it's the weirdest thing of Star Wars I've ever seen. And
we're not playing it right now because
we
Disney
can't.
is hunting me down like a dog every time I do this.
Well, if we play it now, they won't care. But once it gets uploaded, they'll probably come back to the video and take it down.
When I upload any video to YouTube, it gets uploaded and it says checking, and it's like a 5-second check, and boom, I can do it. Like I have 3 videos waiting to go. I just got to start go. When we upload this, it's like 24, 40 hours later before it confirms 100% that it's okay. And I'm assuming that's old Disney going through with a fine-tooth comb, because Lord knows my 300 subscribers is going to bring down that empire if I show too many shows. Oh, Disney.
Yeah. That's
all right. So then, before we go though, I want to say again with the cosplay.
Oh, cosplay.
Kajung, what do you think on these two? I mean, the other one's basically C-3PO with a big helmet.
Now, I kind of shoot down the prosthetics, but it's just way too hot. But helmets I can deal with. I haven't actually gone as far as putting a fan in the helmet, but I think either of these characters you could do that.
Would you commit to having ammonia pumped through to your mouth?
or have a straw molded where you just have to blow on the straw the whole time you're walking?
The two is really breathing.
If you have enough armor on, it kind of wafts up from your nether regions anyway. It's ammonia, so.
See, I think Zuckuss would be cool. I think he'd be a good one.
His cloak would be a bit hot, like actually hot. I mean, armor, I think
leather.
All Kachuk talks about is heat. What about the love of it? What about the people? You're just like, I'm not doing that heat. You can tell he lives in Georgia because he's not about that heat, son.
Just come up to the comic shows here in the winter, and then he's okay. You don't have to worry.
And then speaking of shows, what was that really quick? What was the name of that cartoon you were showing me that you thought was like Disney XD that came in during the commercials?
The Galaxy of Heroes. There was this. So Disney had Star Wars had a thing on their YouTube called Star Wars Kids, where it was a thing called Galaxy of Heroes, where they spotlighted a character, and they would take the audio clips from the movies or shows, and they did this animation, and it looked
super
awesome.
Cool, man.
It's so cool. And the as a quick highlight for if you want to see them, the Boba Fett one's very good. That one's very, very good. There's the Obi-Wan one, which is amazing, and the Yoda was also fun.
It's really good too.
And they're just quick, like 1-2 minute videos, and it's weird that they just upload on YouTube. And I swear I remember when Rebels was coming out on TV, they might have played some of those in between the ads just to kind of like liven it up more. But if you look it up, Galaxy Heroes on YouTube, they have a whole playlist of them all.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, you got to the animations. When he was showing them to me yesterday, I was like, man, if they would put these on Disney X, I would watch it. Like I was like mesmerized. It's so freaking good.
The animation
is ridiculous. All right, so one more time, I'll do it really quick here, guys. If you have a character now, like I said, don't go crazy. No, like Luke Skywalker.
As an example, these characters we had trouble trying to find information on. That was what we loved.
Gotta be easy. But there's somebody that you were like, man, I really want to know what that random robot in the top right corner. That's the kind of character we're looking for.
Any over the shoulder. If you see a character that's over someone's shoulder, you don't have to highlight them. We won't do them unless they don't have an over the shoulder appearance.
So if you have anybody, just let us know. You can leave it in the comments, especially if you're watching on the rewind. You can leave it in the comments. Other than that, you got anything else going on this week? I know you don't really do YouTube or anything.
No, just this.
All right. Well, you can always sub. I think everybody here pretty much is. Instagram. Their Instagrams is pretty much what you see on the screen. I'm pointing at the screen. Nobody can see me.
Yeah.
Follow my Instagram. And then again, like I said, I am now on Twitch. Mr. Gorell at Twitch, because I messed up because I couldn't figure out what I was doing. I accidentally hit 3 L's, and I will fix that. But they make you wait a month, so it looks like Mr. Gorell with 3 L's because Typing is no good. And I want to thank this because she was saying that she didn't know anything about Star Wars and she was kind of excited to come. So I was very excited about that. And we want to thank you guys for coming out. Say goodbye.
We appreciate everyone that came and everyone's going to watch.
And this is super fun, guys. I'm just, if nobody was watching, we still do it super fun, but it's kind of cool that people are watching. So
yeah, it's fun. And it's more engaging, especially the suggestions too.
Especially whenever our fourth member, who is yells at us for not talking to the chat enough, I do appreciate that. Her reminding us of the chat. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.